afternoon, everybody. My name is Campbell Eccles. You have reached my channel. This is Stitch Therapy. My name is Campbell Eccles. I'm a therapist by trade and a cross-stitcher by obsession. So welcome back, everybody. It has been quite a while since I did a floss tube. A long time, actually. As you can hear, I'm getting over a cold. It is fall. It is fall, and those of you who know me know that I, when the planet tilts away from the sun on my side of the hemisphere, I have to do extra work to keep my spirits up. So I don't know if anybody else has seasonal affective disorder, but I certainly do, and so I will try my level best. This actually, doing a floss tube will help me, I think, to try my level best to keep checking in with you and keep stitching, because that's really what lifts my spirits. It's one of the reasons that I started Stitch Therapy was I wanted a place to lift my spirits. I wanted a place where I could talk to like-minded people and feel energized and in the darker months, right? Feel energized in periods of my life that weren't so energizing. And you guys really have lifted my spirits. I have a lot of fun on this channel. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's kind of a wacky experience being here in the Stitchy Loft with me for Stitch Therapy. I am not, I like to show my whips, and I definitely will be doing that today. I like to show kind of also cross-stitch frames and stuff that I come across. I have one of those to show you today. It's from a company that I will talk about from China that I just was, it popped up on Pinterest for like a long time, and I got sucked in, and I bought one of the bed frame, what do they call it? I'll talk about it later. But anyway, cheers to you, sip. I hope you have something warm and or soothing, or if you're on the other side of the world, something cool and icy to drink while we chat and get on to it. So let me move on to it. It is September 1st, 2025 here in Waynesboro, by God, Virginia, here in the United States, and the leaves are changing. I have a wonderful, wonderful neighbor who has helped me redesign my backyard. So now I have this beautiful pergola and a beautiful patio underneath it that I just got finished this week. So, and he just really did a great job. And I wish I spoke Spanish better, because I wanted to be able to say thank you, but I do say thank you with my, I buy the supplies, and then I give him and his wife, or whoever helps him, I give them extra cash to do that. And I'm really grateful for him. So sip to him. Speaking of fall, the Just Cross Stitch magazine came out, and if you guys haven't received it already, I'm sure you will. This is the latest magazine episode. Yeah, I have a head full of congestion. I'm trying to we'll see how I do. We'll see how I do. So there are lots of beautiful designs in here. I wanted to show you one that I am kind of getting obsessed with. Remember how I did the cat design? This is a finish that I did from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween. So I did this one, right? And this is, you'll have to look back into the previous episodes. I don't have the energy or the bandwidth to go look it up, but it's basically Sugar Skull Cat, and it's from a Halloween issue, and I think it was 2023. I got it finished this year, and I absolutely adore it. I'm not great at fully finishing things, and I have a stitch friend who is giving me the courage to do this as I talk to her every other week or so, and we're going to talk about that, I think, the next time we meet. But because I've had a cold, I had to cancel with her. So anyway, that's that. Um, so I love the Just Cross Stitch magazine, and sometimes I get really fixated on a project and I think, oh, I really want to do that one. This is the latest one. I have the same feeling on this project that I had with the Sugar Skull Cat, and this is called, it's a Halloween stitch. It's called Jack Takes Flight. Here we go. I don't want to show you the pattern. There he is. Isn't that sweet? I think this is adorable. I'm hoping it won't take me as long to do the Sugar Skull Cat as this one. This one is only it says intermediate stitch 78 by 51 wide. So 78 high by 51 wide. So that, it shouldn't take me that long, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of back stitch in this. Look at that. Look at all that back stitch, guys. Woohoo! And as you know, I did a giant sunflower, and I still haven't finished the back stitch on the sunflower. I'll show you that whip right now if you'll hold one moment. And you can see that I've started the back stitch, but I haven't finished it. Like so many cross stitchers, I love to do the basic pattern and then I drag my feet on the back stitching. And I actually do love it. Once I get into back stitching, I actually really, really love it. I just like, oh yeah, this is great. So this is kind of nice to put a touch on this today, to be able to say, you know, Campbell, you could actually get this done probably in an afternoon if you just settle down. But I'll show you. It was a free pattern on Wizardy. If you know that website, they have a lot of free patterns. They have kits and stuff you can buy too, but it's called Wizardy. And this was a free pattern, and then I adapted it because I didn't have any leaves. It didn't have any leaves on it. So this was the pattern, but there's a lot of, see, you can see there's a lot of back stitch. But Wizardy is the website where I got that pattern. So if you're interested in that sunflower, it does look really pretty when it's finished. It looks like that. It looks like that when it's finished. Anyway, another whip that I haven't touched in a really long time is a Long Dog sampler, and this is called Opening Gambit. I like to put my larger patterns in laminated folders. So I do them like that. I laminate each page and then I can mark them off as I go. So this one, I haven't touched this Long Dog in probably a year. As you know, I have been working on Eden a lot. But this is some of the colors. I'll just give you a sort of a flavor of where I am with this. I've done the top pages of it. I'm doing a mix of the red color is 347 and the castle is done in a Krynic mix. It's actually a metallic mix. What did I do for that? The flag is Krynic. And then there are some metallic mixes from DMC in here. I'm sorry, I really don't know the numbers of the Krynic, but it's the flag you can see is sort of sparkly and Krynic. And then this has a mix of, I think this is the silver Krynic. Yeah, I think this is a silver metallic. It's either that or it's DMC 5283, which is a metallic thread. I'm not sure which one I did that with. But anyway, it's very cute. I really enjoy it. Again, when I set down and I have it in my hands, it goes pretty quickly. It's just getting it out. So thank you for letting me show this to you, because it would be nice to touch this again. It's nice to be able to see it all in my project bag. And this is my project bag that I have for this. This is a very old one that my mom and I got somewhere along the line. My mom was the cross stitcher that I worked with, that I stitched with when I was growing up. Like many of us, we cross stitch with our grandmothers or our mothers or our aunts or something. And so my mom had this in her stash after she died, and I went through and I found this. So I use this. Um, it's kind of an old-fashioned-y one, but it's nice, and it has two little pockets that I can put things in, and yeah, and then it has a pocket for the actual cross stitch piece in there. So that's a nice little bag that I use. I have wanted to make my own project bags, and I've even bought all of the stuff. I've bought the zippers and the fabric, and I have downloaded lots of videos on to show me how to do project bags. I have not done it yet. That's okay. I'm looking forward to my retirement. Currently, I work 40-hour weeks at a public hospital here in Virginia. So when I get home, I basically have been working on one very relaxing stitch. And for those of you that have been following, I've been working on what I call the Wacky Girl, which is a pattern which is on Etsy, and I think it's called Tiny Patterns is the website. I actually got a lifetime membership to all of her patterns, and you can do that on Etsy. You can buy bundles of of an artist's patterns, and so I did. I bought the bundle for Tiny Patterns, and it's not so tiny. I'm going to show you. This is actually, the name of this pattern is called Garden of Thoughts. This is as far as I am. I'm very close to a finish on this. So there she is. It's been really, really fun to work on this. I so enjoy her. She has been a delight to work on. I am doing this for a friend at work, and it's probably going to end up being her Christmas present, because to get it fully finished, I want to put it on a board for her. She says she wants it in a frame, but I think I'm going to do a 3D board for her for this. Anyway, I've so enjoyed the colors, and also the pattern has enough variety in it that I haven't gotten bored. So I highly recommend, if anybody likes this kind of style, check out Tiny Patterns on Etsy, and see if you like any of their stuff. You can buy them single patterns, or you can, like I said, I bought her bundle a long time ago when she was having like a 80% sale. And I think her bundles now are probably twice as expensive, because she's become a popular designer, or whoever it is. I don't know if it's a woman or a man, but I'm assuming it's a woman, but you never know. They have this style of pattern, this sort of wacky wild hair pattern in a dog, and I want to do the dog as well. So I want to do everything. That's true. I want to do everything. I have been working on Soul and Intellect, those of you that know that pattern, and I will show you the picture of that. This is a pattern from a New Zealand artist named Jessica Palmer. It was charted for cross stitch under the license of Carrie Blackwell, and it is a pattern from, I think, I want to say early 2000s. I went to New Zealand when I turned 40. I am now turning 60 this year. So 20 years ago I got this pattern. Well, and maybe it wasn't 20 years ago. Maybe it was, no, I did turn 40. That's when I went to New Zealand. Let's see, 2025. So it was, yeah, it was the turn of the century. It was 2005 when I went to New Zealand. So I did find this pattern somewhere along the line, and I don't know if I found it in New Zealand or if I found it another place. Taki, please don't. I'm talking, honey. Don't do that. Excuse me, I have to get rid of the dog. Okay, so um, sometimes I have to stop the video to calm my dog down because he just barks at me randomly, which is what he was starting to do, so I had to get him settled again. His name is Taki, by the way, for those of you who are new. I have two dogs, Taki and Tinker. So, um, all right. So back to this pattern, Soul and Intellect. I think I got it in 2005 in New Zealand when I was traveling. Um, and I think I got it online and put it on my phone and brought it home. Anyway, it's been kicking around in my stash for a long time. And so I started it a while ago and then it didn't go well. And I had one start with it, which I will show you. And then now I'm doing a second start because when I first started this in 2005, I had never done a full coverage before. I didn't know how to start a full coverage. I did the traditional thing where you fold the fabric in quarters and you start in the middle and you go out that way in the middle. And that's not how, that's not the, well, it's not necessarily how you do. There's no right way of doing anything in cross stitch. That's the beautiful thing about it. But I found very quickly that I was losing my place, I was missing my count, and I wasn't able to keep track. And so for me, the full coverage went off. Plus, I was trying to do floss tosses and do change of floss colors, and it wasn't working. So this time I have restarted it strictly as the pattern. I am doing this. It's a full coverage. Like I say, it's called Soul and Intellect. I absolutely adore this. I'm starting it in the traditional way, which I will show you. It's still on the frame, so pardon me while I pull it up for you. Okay. Here we go. This is the corner. So that's where I am. And as you can see, I'm almost done with the first page. This is a little odd to be showing you this way, but this is how I do my full coverages. I put them on a giant frame and then I have the pattern right there next to me, and then I stitch and I mark it off. And again, I do the laminated book version of all of my patterns. So that's where I am with Soul and Intellect. It's actually a lovely, lovely relaxing stitch when I do it. It is, I'm doing it on a 22 count even weave. It's just a 22 count cream even weave, and I'm doing 2/1. And I think it's turning out really well. It's one of those fabrics, the even weave, is that my tension, I'm learning, has to be just gentle on the even weave. I can't pull too tight, which I like to do on my Aida. I just kind of whip through it. I usually stitch on 18 count Aida. This 22 count even weave, it's a little gentler. It's a little gentler. This is what happened in the first time I started it back in, I guess it was 2006. And don't cry for me. I'm happy to restart this. This is as far as I got. I was doing it on an 18 count Aida, and it's very dirty. This is why I didn't finish it. Okay, so I got this far. So what happened was I didn't like the green in the pattern on her skin. There's a lot of green coloring in here on her skin. And I was like, ew, green skin. I didn't take into account you're going to be seeing this from a distance, and it's an artist rendition, and it says in the pattern very clearly, this has never been stitched before, so colors may vary, and that's what gave me permission to try and play with colors and skin tone. I didn't like it in the end. I couldn't keep it up. I couldn't figure out the translation of the colors. So when I started moving around these colors, it just wasn't working. Plus, I was missing stitches in the middle because I'd never done a full coverage before, and I was kind of losing my place. And there are actual words in the stitching, but I wasn't using a fabric that was small enough that you could actually see it. So I'm hoping that this 22 count, you'll be able to actually see the words in her dress because it's a newsprint, right? It's a fabric that has like, it's like she's wrapped up in books. She's wrapped up in authors' books and writing. And the more I look at this pattern, the more I think, you know, I really need to do every stitch as intended. So that's why I restarted it. So that was a long journey. I wasn't expecting to do that today. I've also done another restart because I do. Okay, my next full coverage is Steampunk Cat Daddy, and this is the picture. And again, I've done the thing that I always do. I put it into a laminated book. It's a Heaven and Earth design. It is a Heaven and Earth design that was done by Jeff Haney, Haynie. I don't know that it's still, I think you can probably still get it, I hope. It's a very popular pattern. The total stitch count is 444 wide, 567 high. So it's a biggin. It's a biggin, guys. And I'm doing it on 18 count Aida. Now, the backstory to this is I made a big deal in my previous floss tubes about dyeing my first 18 count fabric, and I put it on I was working steampunk on that, and this is what it was. This was the fabric. Yes, I've started it again. And here's why. I got this far with the corners. Many of you do parking method, and I understand why. I totally understand why you would do parking method, because it can be a lot to change colors all the time. However, I've gotten used to it, and I don't mind doing cross country in small sections of like 10 blocks of 10. It doesn't bother me. So, but as you can see, this fabric's really dark. And I thought, why am I doing this on colored fabric when most of it's going to be covered up anyway? So it takes Campbell a while to think these things through. So I just started it again. I cut out the section and I started it again. And in just one afternoon, not only did I start it again on my cream 18 count Aida, but I got farther along than I did in 3 hours than I did 3 days doing that tiny little bit. In 3 hours, I got this done. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. Yes, yes, not bad at all. So that's, I love 18 count stitching. I just whip it through. So let me go through my thrift shop finds. I did, I found a save. I found a little pattern save this week in the thrift shop world. It is this. Isn't that cute? I came across it in a local thrift shop, and it was only 50 cents. And I thought, gosh, somebody really spent time on that. And then they did a nice backing on it and everything, and it was 50 cents. And I thought, I have to rescue it. So I did. I rescued that. That's really the only cross stitch thing that I did at the thrift shop. That's really all I found at the thrift shop. So I feel like that's pretty restrained compared to my other hauls from Facebook Marketplace. I'm being abstinent with my Facebook Marketplace purchases. I have enough. There is plenty in this room. I have plenty of stash. I don't need to be adding any new stash. I have boxes of fabric everywhere. I have shelves of things. I don't need any more fabric or floss, thank you. So, and as you know from the last video, I've been purging my patterns. Eesh. So, one of the things in one of my Facebook Marketplace hauls that I had was some bookmarks that I colored, and I think I showed you those last time. So I won't repeat myself on that. But I also, um, as I mentioned at the top, I got into this Pinterest feed where there was this bed frame, like this metal sliding bed frame. And I do stitch in my bed a lot, which is hence why I put everything on these, right? Because I'm sitting there watching Netflix and stitching along. I don't know what possessed me. They had a sale, you know, somebody had a sale. I think it was $60 for this frame, and I thought, well, it's a metal frame, and maybe I'll do it, and maybe it'll be cool. And all right, I'm going to show you this metal frame that I put together yesterday. It took me nearly an hour to figure out how to put it together because you have to go onto TikTok to look at a video, and even the video isn't very great. So basically, if you do buy this frame, and the frame is from a company called Painting Fairy Cross Stitch. Okay, some of you might go, oh, well, I did, I got it. And when you get your box for this, it's basically a cross stitch frame holder. Okay, so I'll show you this. I put it together, and what it is that you just put your regular frame like on top of there, right? So you just stick it there, and then you just flip it over, and it has sliding sections down here, so it can go up or down. And I think for me, the best part of it is that it's very sturdy. You know, it's metal, and it can be adjusted. All of the parts are adjustable, which is, it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's kind of cool. It's just a pain in the rumpus to put together, but once you get it together, it's pretty cool. I mean, I figure anything that, you know, and maybe I'll just use it in this, it actually works really well in this chair right here while I'm watching TV. It works really well. The other thing that I thought was really sweet was that they send you, in the box, they send you two premium DMC ecru colors. They send you this when you open the box. And then they send you a tiny kit, which is a printed, it's a printed cross stitch kit. Fairy, yeah, printing Fairy Cross Stitch Company. Okay, but this is the picture of that cross stitch, and I think it's really stinking cute. Look at that. That's kind of cute, right? I'm sorry, I think it's cute. A cat knitting. I think it's cute. It's just like, what? Yeah, it's cute. I like it. So that's a quick stitch, and it's a whole kit, and some ecru, you know, color. Okay, that was nice. I thought that was okay. What do I want to show you next? I think the last thing I want to show you is some book finds. I have been looking through my book of tiny stitches for those bottle caps. I did a stitch on one of my bottle caps, but it ended up being too big for it. And I can't remember if I showed you this last time, guys. I'm sorry. This is another itty bitty teeny tiny little finish. It's my little frog. So I didn't know it was too big for the bottle cap, so I've been looking for different tiny sizes for this, and because they're only 2 by 2 squares that are cut out. So I'm still determined to try and do some bottle cap pin cushions. So I've been looking through my old books for little motifs or just little hearts, and I've come across, I went through my old issues of World of Cross Stitch magazine. If you guys subscribe to that online, I actually have a lifetime membership of that. online. And so they just bill you every year and you get all of the magazines for the year. They just download it to your, it's under Google Play. You can just put in World of Cross Stitch, and I think it's Gathered Ink Productions or something. It's a an online magazine distributor. So they just send that to your Google Play every month. Um, they have in there, in the World of Cross Stitch, every month they have a design library, and they have teeny tiny little things that are quick stitches, what I'm calling library quickies, on my files. And I've been downloading some library quickies that hopefully will be good for these. So when I get some of those done, I'll show that to you. And the last thing I wanted to show you was a very fun cross stitch book that I came across, which I think is hilarious and wonderful, and I love it so much. And it's called Resist and Stitch. So we are in wacky political times right now. I know, we're in wacky social times. We are in the weird internet obsessed time. And sometimes I'm stitching along and I don't watch the news anymore. I haven't watched the news since last January. I stopped watching the regular news. So I get my news from 1440, which is an email, and you can sign up for it daily or weekly. I usually get the Friday news roundup, and it's called 1440. It's a free service. And they don't have any opinions about anything. They don't have any, they're not trying to sell you anything. They're not trying to get you to vote a certain way. It's just straight up news. And it has world news in there too. I also I have logged on to the Christian Science Monitor has very reputable reporters, and it's more of a world roundup. If you go to their website, you will get each country in the world is a little paragraph, and they have these overseas journalists that that's all they do, from different countries and different languages. But they have an English version online, and you can buy the Christian Science Monitor online and get these world blurbs all over. And so sometimes I will look on their website and see what's going on. So that's where I basically get my news. Besides that, I just work locally with people in my community. So if that inspires you, please feel free to do that. This is the patterns from this book. So we have No Kings, Radical Feminist, To Protest is Patriotic. I love that one. Molotov cocktail with the Statue of Liberty. That's really something, isn't it? And then there's this is our resist immigration image here. So resisting rounding up people. And then everyone is welcome here. And then read banned books, resist. This one I love. I might do this one first. My favorite season is the fall of patriarchy. I love that. My favorite season is the fall of patriarchy. I think that's great. That would be a nice quick stitch. So, that's it for me, guys. I am, excuse me. I am sipping my hot tea and trying to get over this cold. And it's getting to be snuggle weather. I hope you all are well. I hope everything is going well with you. And know that I'm stitching. I am stitching. And I'm going to leave you with a little bit of more formal meta right now, because I just feel like I want to send out some positive energy. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you come to know your own true nature. May you have joy. May you be healed and well. May you know that you are loved. Blessings, everybody. Peace to you. And remember, no mud, no lotus. It's just the way of the world. Peace. Bye-bye.